Hello to everyone. I just arrived in Estonia, in Tallinn, the most beautiful city in Estonia. Maybe it's the only one, I have no idea, but I will ask Peter. And now I have the good opportunity to show my son Maximilian the plant. We just checked in the hotel and the weather is still good. And I really want to see when is the sunset here, because this city is really in the north. And I hope the next shot will be at the plant. So here we are now. Max awake after a 2-minute sleep in the hotel. And now I will invite him for a beer. Max, how was your beer?
What?
Your beer?
Beer?
You like the beer?
Yes, of course.
Liar. Until now we had no beer. I just ordered. How you like the company? Krah Estonia, nice company?
I hope.
Ah, okay. Very good. He hopes, because we will go there in 10 minutes. Okay, what do you expect to see?
Nice company.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay. So, one quick beer, and I hope Peeter Kirtsi will come, and we go.
Now we are YouTubers?
Yeah, we look the same, but the only problem is Peter is standing on a little chair, so he's a little bit taller than me.
And you don't have the tips?
Yeah. And Sunday, the day after tomorrow, I will cut all of this because I don't want to look like him. The interview...
You don't want to stand on the chair.
Yeah. Correct. So Peter, we are going now to the plant, correct?
Yes, exactly.
And where is it? Is it in Tallinn or...?
No, it's not in Tallinn, but it's really close to Tallinn, so it's probably from the center 15-20 minutes out.
Okay. And you will show Max now the plant. Max is here. Max. Hello. Okay, so the highway is always super empty in Estonia. Is this normal?
Morning, not that empty.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not too crowded.
Okay. So we will wait.
Out the way, yes. This is the
Okay.
Ausfahrt.
Ausfahrt. Okay, this is the Ausfahrt. Oops.
So now you're showing the
Oopsie.
proper driving skills, no indicator light and...
Yeah. And the place is Lehmia?
Lehmia, yes. Lehm is a cow in Estonia.
A cow. Okay.
Welcome.
Peter, I'm so happy that I visited with my son Krah Pipes here in Estonia. My son was very impressed, and the people, nearly all my customers know you, and usually they think that you are one of my employees. But you are not one of my employees. You have the company Krah Pipes in Estonia since many years. So can you give me a brief history, or not for me, for the others, for the audience? What about Krah Estonia?
Yeah, hi. We started with the idea actually around 2005. It took us some time to get the things going because we signed the contracts for the machine, I think 2007-ish. Yeah. There was some economic recession in Estonia. We ran into some problems, but we actually launched the production at the end of 2009. So we got the line in I think somewhere in November, and the installation took part in December. And I remember that the training should have been between Christmas and New Year, because we had a project and we needed to produce. But one of your employees didn't want to come, so we had to learn ourselves. And next time when I think it was Herman, when Herman came in January, then he had nothing to do because we're better than him. So we basically launched it December 2009, so it will be 15 years end of this year.
Wow, 15 years, and my good brother Herman was here and doing nothing at all. Okay.
Basically.
basically. And you know, I just got the information of my accounting last week that you paid dividends. According to my information, you making profit now since how many years, more or less?
Oh, we have had the last, I think we had a really bad year, 2014. Then 2015 was kind of a transition year. And since then, we have been doing really, really nice. So your accountant probably knows that this was not the first dividend. So.
And another question, you know, my son asked me, your production looks a little bit strange. It don't look like that you produce a lot of quantity of the same size. So you don't have projects like in the Philippines, like 1 kilometer, 2000 mm, or in the Middle East, like a big distance. It seems a little bit more you produce a lot of small quantities. Is it correct, or is the feeling wrong?
No, it's completely correct. I think we are now finishing our biggest project we have ever done, and this was 1.7 kilometer outfall of 2000 millimeters. So it's the biggest we have ever done. Usually projects run from 50 meters to a few hundred, and indeed we never. Okay, I cannot say never, but we usually don't produce 2 pipes of the same diameter in a row. So we always change. Because the idea is that at the same time we change the tools, we can change the mandrel, so there is no difference whether we go for the next same pipe or we continue with something else. So that's the thing we have been always doing, and I think we are kind of good at it.
Yeah, it seems very much that you are more than good at it. I think you are the only company of my customers changing so many mandrels and profiles in one day. It's a little bit unbelievable, and it shows the flexibility of the machine and even more the flexibility of the Estonians or your company. Now another question, you are basically very close to the Russian border, and at least we in Germany we have to face the issue of sanctions. You have the same problem here, so are the sanctions for you good? It means you have no Russian competition, or is it bad? You are losing market?
I think that there is not a really good or straight answer here, because right, we are like as close you can be to Russia because they are next to us. But we never had too much trade in Russia. We had several big projects, but pricing was always, let's call it funny. Because if you can win something with 10% lower price than you can sell in your like everyday markets, then it's like not too much of a point to go after this market. But sanctions, what kind of hit us was that we had a really good cooperation on the raw material side with Sibur, and then this ended. It was a pity, because I think it was quality-wise, it was one of those materials that the guys at the production liked the most. And so now we are stuck to the old classics. So, but you know, no, the sanctions in economical sense directly not too much, indirect because it affects all the industries around and the general economic situation. So through that, of course, we also feel it, but not directly too much.
And you said the last big project you made here was an outfall pipeline 2000 mm.
Yes.
So was it in Estonia, or where was it?
It was not in Estonia, but it was in Finland, in Tampere. And the Tampere water utilities, they have some unique projects in Finland. They move the water treatment plants into or inside the mountains, so there is nothing to be seen outside, and no smell can go outside because the treatment and everything is inside the mountain. And for this new facility, they had the water release, the outfall to the Pyhänjärvi lake, and this is the 1.7 kilometer outfall pipeline. We had every big player there, but managed to take it, and I'm really happy. So most of the pipes are delivered now, the installation is in progress, and I think everything should be done in September. We have just the diffuser part to send.
Wow, so super cool, because usually the most famous in outfall was always our Spanish friends from Bilbao. And I'm really happy that you fought against a very known competitor here in the Nordics. Another question from the markets. Do you consider the Baltic and North Europe, like Sweden, Norway, Denmark and Finland, is it one market for you, or what is the Nordic market for you?
Okay, for our factory and our sales, of course, it's all our area where we try to be active. But if you take the description of the markets, then the Baltics is completely different than the Nordics. For example, even we were not working with Borealis for a really long time, and the reason being was that their price policy was like Scandinavian centered. That meant that the prices are just by default 10 or 15% higher, and the Baltic was considered part of the Nordics, so we never bought anything because everybody has much cheaper in raw material. Now this has changed, so we have like normal pricing, but that's the big difference. In our local area, it's still quite a lot of that attitude that like price solves everything and the lifetime is not important unless you live through the warranty time 2 years, and after that you can kind of, you know, just beat it. There's no problems. Just build a new one. And we have also skipped a few projects like this where we have been asked to supply something that is just cheap and for 2-3 years. So we have just said, you know, it's not our policy. We want to deal with every project only once, just do it and forget it, and not to hear about it anymore. So if it's done, it's done.
Okay, this is very wise decision, and also my wording. When it's done and not before. So Peter, I think the food will come. Thanks a lot that you showed my son the plant, and me, I'm always impressed, especially about this new station you made for quality control. Very impressive, and I really enjoy it. And tonight we have another meeting with you and your friends.
Yes, a few of them.
And tomorrow we will fly back. And so thanks a lot to have us here in this beautiful Baltic country called Estonia, in the city called Tallinn. We still call it Reval, and it was really beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, and I'm always happy having you. Ciao.